begin our webinars. Thank you for joining us. So let's wait a few more minutes for others to join. So while waiting, maybe let me introduce myself as well as a short introduction first and also the title of today. So I'm Dr. Jasmin. Today we're going to learn about one of the interesting and also very important topic is about our heart health starts now, stress, sleep, and lifestyle in your 20s and 30s. So let's just give a bit more time for us to join. So hello, hi Nazatul, hi Noor, hi Ilya. So let's just wait for a while for others to join. So maybe while waiting, I also can go with everyone here about some housekeeping rules first. So just make sure that you are using a supported browser, either Chrome or Firefox, Safari or Edge. Ensure your internet connection is stable. And let's say if you have any technical difficulty, you can rejoin this webinar again after refreshing your browser. But let's say you still have some technical issue, then you can just send a private message to at Naluri Events. My team at the back end will help you to solve or support you with the issue that you have. Yeah. All right. Next housekeeping rules that we want to go through is actually, let's say, if you have any question, you want to share some thought, you can always put it in the chat box on your right of your screen. Or you can actually type at Dr. Jasmin before you're writing a question that direct to me. But let's say you're a bit shy or want to remain anonymous, you can also send a private message to myself. And don't worry, this slide of the presentation will be shared in a PDF form at the end of the webinar. And you also will receive a recording of this webinar after the event. Or let's say you haven't received it yet, you can also look into our Naluri YouTube official channel to look into this recording again. So yeah, I think more people joining. Hello, good morning, everyone. Good to have you all here. So maybe we can, while still waiting for others to join, we can go into what are the few agenda that we want to cover today, right? One is why heart health matters early. Then second one is top biomarkers that we need to check. And the metrics that actually matters is related back to the biomarkers. And the last but important topic for today or agenda for today will be the lifestyle heart health connection. And the last one will be what will be your call to action after this webinar. So these are the things that we'll be going through today together with me. Okay. I'm seeing people still coming in, so we just give another maybe 30 seconds to 1 minute before we actually start our session officially. So you can see more people coming in. So welcome for those just joined us. We're just going through some agenda today, so you are still not late. Okay, maybe I will introduce about myself first while waiting for others to join. So, Assalamualaikum and good morning once again, everyone. I'm Dr. Jasmin, a general practitioner and a digital medical coach as well, who has a special interest and also more than 5 years experience in preventive and lifestyle medicine with a passion to turning evidence-based into a health strategy to build a healthy everyday habits, right? So I work as a medical advisor with Naluri in a digital health platform to support corporate clients. Our teams to achieving sustainable well-being. Well, it is through health coaching webinars, behavioral change program, chronic disease management program. So my goal is very simple, right? I want people to be healthier with taking preventive and lifestyle measure, which will empower their lives. So that's my, a very special interest. So yeah, that's why today we'll be talking more about the lifestyle, how it affects our heart health and the biomarkers of it. All right. So maybe we can go to the next one first. Maybe we can get the poll up. So it's a true or false question, right? I'm young, so I no need to worry about my heart yet. Is it true or false? Can we get the... Okay, I can see like 20, okay, 34% already answering. All right. Maybe we can wait for another 30 seconds before we move on. Okay, is it true or false? We have 50%, another 50% maybe. Okay, I'll just wait for a while. All right, I know if you actually read it properly, then you know the correct answer for sure because 94% answered correctly already. So let's wait for another few more to, to get the session start, right? Okay. I can see like 65% already answering it. How about others? Like, do you think that I'm young, so I no need to worry about my heart yet? So what do you think about that? Is it a true statement or a false statement? I can see the answers keep on coming. Um, all right, that's already like 70% actually answer it already. So maybe I'll just wait for another 5 or 10% before we actually look into what's the correct answer. How about others? Those who just joined us, come join the poll also, whether it is a true or false. I'm young, so I don't have to worry about my heart yet. Okay, all right. Maybe we'll look into the answer already. 94% actually answer correctly. Is actually false. Even you're young, you need to worry about your heart. One of the reasons why you join your this webinar today, right? We want to talk more about it because the reason is because atherosclerosis build up a plaque in your blood vessel. So the building up plaque, it can begin as early as in your teens. Yes. So you won't really have a symptom, but it can build from the teen itself mainly because of a lifestyle, sedentary lifestyle. That's why prevention works best before the symptom shows. And just want to share one story about that. I remember like very clearly is recently, not so recent, but yeah, recently I had a encounter with a 16-year-old, teenager came to a checkup and they actually want to join, like a very bright student want to join, still early. So we need to do a, university entrance checkup, right? So when we did the blood checkup and we noticed that cholesterol is high. So the cholesterol is high mainly because, it's when we dig further, right, it's actually because from their diet where they love to eat fried chicken and less veggies. So that's why just be aware of your own cholesterol level or even the other readings because it will be a silent increase which we won't really know how the increase will be or how it happens, right? So yeah, so that's why today we're going to talk more about why heart health matters early. Let's see some statistics that support this, right? So according to World Health Organization, WHO, in Malaysia and Singapore, heart disease remain the number one cause of death, actually. However, 80% of this premature heart disease can be preventable and is preventable by lifestyle changes. And other than WHO, which is the general statistic that we want to look into. Maybe we can zoom into Malaysia also. We can see that 1 in 4 adults in Malaysia actually has blood pressure and they are unaware of it. Yeah, so there is an increasing trend in obesity, diabetes, other non-communicable disease, right? Which also due to sedentary lifestyle among those less than 40 years old. And it also shows that a high prevalence of smoking, especially in young males, and also vaping, not just smoking. So these are the risks that cause your heart health risk. And there's also silent progression, as I mentioned. Early atherosclerosis, it can begin in your teens and even without any symptom. So you might actually look very healthy on the outside, looks very slim, very thin, even has a bit of muscle in. However, it can also silently build the risk inside, unknown to you, right? So next, let's go into another poll, which is, I know something if something is wrong with my heart. Is it true or false? So do you know if something is wrong with your heart? Is it true or false? Okay, I can see like 35% of the audience already key in their answer. So we can wait another 30 seconds maybe to see others to join our poll also to know whether they think this statement is true or false. I know if something was wrong with my heart. Do you know or do I know? What do you guys think? Is it true or false? Okay, let's wait another 20 seconds for others to share their join the poll also. It's almost tie, you see, like 40% say true and 55% say false. It's another tricky question actually. So let's see which one wins or which is the true answer. All right. Any more want to join our poll today? Okay. All right. Maybe we'll just see how many say the correct answer, right? I can see like more like more answering the poll. Okay, maybe we can wait like 10 seconds before we and share the correct answer and the reason why as well. All right, anyone else want to share? Is it true or false? You can click on the true or false. All right. This is another, like a self-awareness or testing your knowledge question, right? I know if something was wrong with my heart. This is actually a tricky question because it's not necessarily true. So I will put it as false first. The reason why, because as I mentioned earlier, we have a few silent killers which will affect our heart health, which is our high blood pressure and high cholesterol. They are often called as silent killers because they won't really have any early symptoms. They silently, for example, high cholesterol or atherosclerosis silently build plaques around your blood vessel until this plaque block your blood vessel that reduce your blood flow, or this plaque actually move to your brain or your heart, causing heart attack. Before that, you won't really know that you have any symptom. Only this thing become complication or it moves the plaque, then only you will know that here, I have heart attack, I had a stroke. It's mainly because of high cholesterol, because of the plaque travel to my blood vessels. That's the reason. That's why it's actually false, because we won't really know that we have something wrong with our heart until we have the symptoms. Yeah, and all this risk often come asymptomatic. you might like suddenly faint, but you won't really know that you have high blood pressure or high cholesterol that causing this, right? So that's why it's very important for us to know what are the top biomarkers that we want to check on a regular basis. So there are few biomarkers that we want to check for a regular basis. This for our heart health, I would say this one is blood pressure. Second is your resting heart rate, and third one is your lipid profile and blood sugar level and weight. Not just weight, your BMI and also your waist circumference. Some optional one if you have high risk of getting heart disease or family health risk, right? Then we also might opt to check for a high sensitive CRP or ECG. You might also like wondering like how often do I need to check these biomarkers? So it actually depends whether you are at risk or not risk, right? So let's say that you don't have any family history, you are actually having a healthy lifestyle and everything. And when you actually checked your BP, it can be every 1 to 2 years, as long as your initial BP is less than 120 or 80. Later, I will share with you what are the normal reading that we want to look into to know that your heart health and your overall health is good, right? And let's say for blood pressure, you have like high risk, family health, or you are actually hypertensive stage, then you might need to check every 3 to 6 months. And for resting heart rate, we always check it together with our blood pressure measurement anyway. So if you don't have any risk, it can be checked annually as well. For lipid profile, it's depend for Asian, for all of us, our guideline to check if we have no risk, then we will check 2 to 3 years. However, if you are actually like in Europe or America, their guideline is slightly different because they have a different risk category. That's why we will follow our Asian guideline, where we will check every 2 to 3 years after the age of 30. And before that, you can have a check as a baseline as well every 3 years. And if you are high risk, it's totally a different reading that we want to check into, especially if you are high risk of have diabetes or you're obese, then we will check every 6 to 12 monthly or annually even. And for HbA1c or blood sugar level, which we usually check 3 monthly for those at high risk. However, if your HbA1c level is previously normal, we can actually check annually or every 3 years as well. For BMI and waist circumference, this will be done annually, or if we are at high risk of overweight, or even like we have other cardiometabolic disease or cardiovascular risk, then we might also check during each clinic visit. And for optional that I shared is high sensitive CRP or ECG. It's depend on your risk of getting your heart disease, cardiovascular disease, or your stroke. We will just see how it will, like it is like good for you to check or not, right? It will on a need basis, on also your risk basis. Yeah. Next, we have another series of poll. So this is for you to know your own risk. So I just want to know, let's do another poll to know that, do you know your blood pressure? Yes or no? So among the audience here, do you actually know your blood pressure reading or not? Do you know the blood baseline or not? Yes or no? So, okay, let's, give time for all others to join us in the poll. I feel like this one, like everyone clicking very quickly. So do you know your blood pressure reading or not? Okay, let's wait for others to. Okay, I'm actually glad that more than 50% know their baseline of blood pressure. Okay, how about others? We have like 60% of audience already answered us. How about another 40%? Do you actually know your blood pressure baseline? All right, if you actually know, then you can put yes. If you don't know, it's okay. You can put no, then we will work on the next step together. All right, I can see more people answering yes. So I'm actually glad that the answer is keep on coming as I speaking here also. I'm actually glad that almost 68% of the audience here know their baseline of blood pressure. I'm really glad to know that. Uh, okay, all right. Maybe like I will do a countdown before we move to another poll question. So 5, 3, 2, 1. So, okay, from our poll, we know that 68% of the audience here know their baseline. I'm really glad to know that. So now it's like, how often do you sleep less than 6 hours? Is it often or seldom? Okay, I can see often more, seldom more. Okay, so less than 6 hours is often. However, seldom is meaning like you sleep more than 6 hours. So do you sleep more than 6 hours, which is seldom, or you often sleep less than 6 hours? So okay, right. Can we have more, like audience there to answer this, because this is important um, aspect of lifestyle as well. There's always, according to American College of Lifestyle Medicine, we have 6 pillars of lifestyle. So adequate sleep is one of it. So don't forget, sleep is medicine. Sleep is important. So we need to know how often you have enough sleep or you have less than 6 hours sleep. Right. Maybe I can do another countdown if you are guys okay with it. So I just want to ensure, like, we have like almost similar, poll answer total similar to the previous one, so we can compare, right? So I will begin another countdown. Maybe it's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. After I say one, there's a change in percentage. Okay, all right. So actually, 51% of the audience here sleep less than 6 hours. So this is something that we want to address later. Okay, now let's go into another poll, which also to know your risk as well for more of the lifestyle. Do you get at least 150 minutes of movement per week? Yes or no? I'm saying movement here, yeah. I'm not saying like exercise specifically. Any movement, any physical activity. Right. Yes, no. Let's give a bit time for others to answer. Um, I know if anyone have question, I will address at the end of the session. But for now, let's focus on this first. Okay. Like how, like regularly, or like, do you at least each week you get 150 movements per week? Yes or no? This is an important indicator as well for our lifestyle, actually. So there's already 52% of the audience answering. Maybe we can have a bit more from others to join, this poll as well. So we know what is the, average of people that doing 150 minutes movement per week. 59 audience, 59% of the audience. Okay. but I'm actually glad to see that 67% of the audience now actually getting enough 150 movements per week. How about the 40%? Do you get enough? Yes or no? Okay, I will give a bit time for others to join. Then we can. Okay, so there's actually 60% of the audience here getting at least 150 minutes of movement per week. That's really good, right? That is the minimum recommended physical activity from various guidelines as well. So, which is good. I'm glad like everyone on track. But however, those on not track is okay. I will share with you what is your call to action. Next, we will go for another poll question. Have you had your cholesterol checked in the last 2 years? So I'm following our Asian guideline, yeah. So yes or no? Have you know like your baseline of cholesterol level for the last 2 years? Yes, no. I'm sure if you're actually with a Naluri client, you will have an annual blood check with us. So you will get your cholesterol checked at least annually with Naluri. So how about we will just wait for a while, maybe at least more than 60% of audience answering, then we can move on to the next one. Yeah. All right. Hmm. Actually, like the percentage that I'm seeing on the poll, I'm sure others also can see. So yeah, how about, like another 10% of the audience here. Like, do you had your cholesterol check in the last 2 years? Do you know your baseline of cholesterol for last 2 years? Yes, no. Okay, we have 56. Okay, 58 audience. Right, another 2%. Then we can move on to the next slide. Another 1%. Okay. All right. Okay. So we can see that 72% of the audience here actually didn't have checked their cholesterol level in the last 2 years, and they know their baseline. So the question will be, is it at risk or not? That's the question that you need to ask. Is it a normal level or not? So that's the reason why we want to look into the metrics that matters. So I'll be sharing with you what does the normal range and also at risk or disease level that we want to see, right? So here, uh, what important key message that I want to share here is like knowing your numbers actually helps you make better choice, right? What you can track will make sure or ensure that you know what is your next step. However, what you can't track, you won't really know what is your next step, right? So that's why it's very important to know your numbers and keep track of those numbers as well. Is it improving? Is it like within the normal range or not, right? So let's look into our blood pressure reading, right? So if you recall early in one of the slide, I shared that it's actually the normal is less than 120 over 80. Yeah, that. And also if let's say according to American Heart Association, if you are 130 over 80 is already considered a stage 1, it's already high risk. For Asian, it's still considered at risk. And for Asian, our disease level is more than 140 over 90, right? So if you're at, in between 120 to 40 or 80 to 90, that's when we can actually do some lifestyle changes or even like retake your measurement, because blood pressure can be affected by many other external factors other than some underlying disease, right? So, for example, your emotion, your lack of sleep, if you smoke before you're taking your blood pressure reading, or having coffee, or you had a long walk and you just sit down and take your blood pressure, it all will influence your blood pressure reading. That's why, like, if you want to know more about on how to take a proper blood pressure, you can reach out to me later in the app. And the second reading that we want to look into actually cholesterol. Cholesterol is very important. So cholesterol or lipid profile is divided into like 4 category. One is the total cholesterol, which is on the top, it should be 5.2 less, or LDL, which is the bad cholesterol, right? Less than 2.6. And HDL, which is the good cholesterol, is slightly differ from men and women. It's mainly because women need slightly higher HDL to have the same protective effect of men, right? So there's another reading that we also look into is triglyceride level. It should be less than 1.7. And for the other parameter also that we want to look into is actually the BMI. For Asian, the normal one that we want to look or we want to remember is 18.5 to 22.9. That is the normal BMI range for all the Asian that we want to look into. It's actually slightly lower than the general population that WHO set for others. It's mainly because Asian have high risk of getting the cardiometabolic disease or non-communicable disease. So that's why our cutoff is slightly lower. Yeah. And also lastly, like BMI is not the only thing that we want to look into, right? Because sometimes BMI, it can be a bit, like not really reflect, especially in an athlete. That's why we also want to look into waist circumference. So those that risk means more than 90 centimeter for men and more than 80 centimeter for women. And another reading that we want to look into also is resting heart rate. Resting heart rate, the healthy reading is actually 60 to 80 beats per minute. Sometimes we can actually go even 100, but the reason why we fix it here is because this is the early sign of heart health. Higher the resting heart rate, it actually linked to a higher risk of getting hypertension, heart attack, and even early death, even if our BMI or blood pressure is normal. Yeah. So these are the reading, and some take home or like important message is these numbers are early warning sign of your heart health. So, however, small lifestyle changes can move this number, which is at risk or more than normal, in a correct direction, right? So that's what we want to look into the next slide. Okay, so before we go to the next slide, where is the lifestyle heart connection, I want to share also how this chronic disease related to your heart health, right? So high cholesterol, as you can see here, is actually LDL that or bad cholesterol will build the plaques in your blood vessels, mainly arteries, which will, if you recall, it will actually, like when it's blocked, it will reduce the blood supply to your heart or your other organs, as well as it can lead to also a heart attack and stroke. When you have diabetes, pre-diabetes or diabetes, high blood sugar will accelerate the artery damage. So people with diabetes actually have 2 to 4 times more likely to develop heart disease compared to non-diabetic patients. And the third one that will affect your heart health very, in a high level is actually your hypertension or high BP. It's often silent, but it will damage your blood vessel over the years, and it also very strongly linked to your stroke, kidney disease, and heart failure. And the last one, not least, is obesity. So when you're having like a central obesity, it actually increases your risk of getting the other cardiometabolic disease, hypertension, diabetes, dyslipidemia, which will eventually increase the risk of getting heart disease as well. So next, let us go into your another poll where we want to know if cholesterol only matters if you are overweight. Is it true or false? So do I need to only worry about cholesterol if I'm overweight? Is it true or false? Yes or no? Okay, let's give time for others to join the poll. I can see 40% of the audience already answering it. How about others? Yes or no? Yes, no, we will wait until maybe 60% of audience answer it, then we can move on to the next one. Yeah. All right, another 6 more percent, guys. Like, do you guys think like cholesterol only matters if we are overweight, or it doesn't matter? Yes or no? Okay, I will maybe start a countdown a bit. Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, all right. Actually, 93% of the audience here answer it correctly. No, cholesterol doesn't matter if you're only overweight. Even if you're thin, even if you have normal BMI, it also matters. Mainly because just want to share a story. Like few of my clients, right? When I look at them, oh, BMI normal. But when I go and look into their blood test, then I will see, okay, LDL, bad cholesterol high, triglyceride is high, but all the other readings normal. So it's mainly because it's not about your overweight or not. It actually relate back to your lifestyle, your diet, chronic stress. All these affect your cholesterol as well. So which is what we want to look into our next slide on the lifestyle heart health connection. So this is an important topic where we want to look into the trio of heart health, right? From sleep, stress, and also daily habits. So here, this is the heart health trio. So first that I mentioned is let's go in look into the sleep first. Sleep is very understated or underscored lifestyle we always overlook because we just thought like we can always compensate the sleep later on anything, right? But it doesn't work that way because of our circadian rhythm, biological clock. We actually need to have a proper adequate sleep as well. So less than 6 hours sleep per night, it actually linked to 20% higher risk of heart or cardiovascular events. So when you have poor sleep or inadequate sleep, it will increase your stress hormone, which is your cortisol, which will be higher, which will in turn increase your blood pressure and also increase your glucose and increase your weight. So all this connected to your poor sleep stress hormone cortisol, right? So some tips to help for the sleep as well is some lifestyle tip that you can try out is to have a like a consistent sleep routine, and at the same time have a consistent sleep time as well. So that's one, right? Like your sleep routine should be consistent and your sleep time is consistent. Once in a while, once a week, if you want to like change it slightly, it's okay because sometimes unexpected things happen as well. And also no screen 1 hour prior to the bed because blue light it does affect our melatonin production and everything, which like when we have a good environment to sleep, it will release the melatonin, which will prepare us to sleep as well, right? So that's why very important. So make sure that you have a consistent sleep routine. And if you want to know more tips about how to tackle your sleep problem or issue, you can always reach out to us. And also, I think like the audience might ask, what if I have shift work, or like what I'm having like irregular shift work, and because of that my sleep is irregular, right? So even when you are working at shift, I'm sure you will have a consistent time then where you can rest. That consistent that time that the regular time that you're going to rest, that should be your consistent sleep routine, although it slightly going to affect your circadian rhythm, but at least once you're consistent, your biological clock also will adjust to it. So for those who are not working at shift and can able to manage to get sleep before 12, please do so, because from 1 to 4, that's the time that our sleep during sleep our body will do a restorative works or healing from the hormone cycle, from your cholesterol metabolism, from your insulin metabolism, all right. So that's why it's very important to have a proper sleep. Next, the important trio will be your stress and emotional health. So chronic stress will increase your blood pressure and also disrupt your heart rhythm. Other than that, stress eating, when you're stressed, you will tend to eat or crave for carbs, right? That will also will lead to increase in weight gain. And when you are weight gain, you tend to eat unhealthy food because of your stress, right? You want like chocolates, or you want some savory, sweet, fried food, right? Which will in turn increase your weight gain, as well as also increase your heart risk. So for this, when you have a bit of stress, practice some micro recovery. The easiest or simple one that you can do is your 2-minute breathing break. Let's say you are stressed with some meeting or some task, just take a 2 minute of break away from your laptop, your desk. Go somewhere, or like while you are making your coffee or tea that you like, just like take a deep breath in, out, do some breathing exercise. Or we can also do some gratitude journaling, or you can actually move away, as I mentioned, right, move away from your workplace for a while, walk around, get a like maybe you look at a plant, or if you have a bit of outdoor, you can just go and breathe in a fresh air. Then you can come back and deal with whatever that, task that you have. So hopefully by that time your stress will be reduced as well, right? The next most important trio I will say is our in the daily habits will be our movement and diet. So I'm glad that majority of the audience here have getting like enough 150 movement or exercise per week, right? So which is actually good, because physical inactivity is one of the top 5 risk factor for cardiovascular disease. So 150 minutes exercise, moderate exercise or activity per week will reduce your heart risk by 30%. So that's why it's very important for you to do 150 minutes of movement per week. It can be from your house chore, which is your NEAT, right? Your normal non-thermogenesis energy activity, that one it can be your house chore, your mopping, or your gardening. All those things can be under your need, which will also applicable for your movement, 115 minutes movement as well. So just make sure that you are moving. Even when you're sitting, you can always do some soleus raise or your calf raise. So it actually will help with your blood movement, and also like will increase your like help with your glucose spike. It will reduce that. So you have few things that you can try. And one thing that I really love is post meal walk. Right, let's say like you don't have time to get a time to do some daily movement. So after your every meal, you walk for 10 minutes, meaning after your breakfast, try to walk around your house, around your office area for 10 minutes. After your lunch, same. Dinner also same, right? So that's post meal walk actually have many benefits. If you want to know more, later I can share with you what are the benefits. And the other part of daily habit is actually your diet. So always remember to follow the portion of healthy plate. If you recall, like I'm sure most of you know what is the healthy plate is. Half of your portion of your plate, which is equal to your 2 feast, is your veggies and fruits. And another one portion of the feed, your feast is actually your protein. And protein can be animal protein or plant-based protein as well. another quarter, which is your another fifth, is your carbs, right? So remember to eat more veggies, legumes, whole grains, and also healthy fats whenever you follow this healthy plate concept. And reduce your sugary drinks, fried food, excessive salt, as well as hidden sugar and salt in some of the processed food. So remember that as well. Be mindful of outside food, processed food, and fast food. And special tips is try to reduce your alcohol consumption and also stop smoking and vaping, because it will tremendously increase your heart risk event as well. So that is how we're going to connect our trio of our heart, right? So from sleep, stress, movement, and diet, yeah, and also other substance. And next, these are the some call to action that I want everyone, the audience here to do. Is first is, let's say you don't know your baseline of some of the biomarkers that I shared. Get a basic health screening for this year. That include your BP measurement, your glucose, which is HbA1c, and also cholesterol or lipid profile. Next, you can actually book a consultation session with our Naluri coaches, the physical health coaches, to know more about, explore more about lifestyle intervention. And this week, right, it's a long weekend for Malaysia actually. So, I think like Singapore also joining the webinar session. So some of you can try during your weekend as well, even tomorrow. Try to eat one more fruit or veggie per day, a serving of fruit or veggie, and try to do a post-meal walk. Walk after a lunch, dinner, or a breakfast, 10 minutes. Or the last one you can try is 2 to 3 minutes deep breathing exercise during your work break. So meaning like before you start any like a stressful project or meeting, or after a meeting you can do some deep breathing exercise as well. Another one that I didn't really add is like if possible, those who are actually sleeping at 12, try to sleep at 11:30. So you try to sleep half an hour early for each time, so that you will have a proper enough sleep of 7 to 9 hours, as recommended by the Sleep Foundation as well. So, yeah. And next, a few things that I want to share with the team as well is the audience here is support and resources. Let's say if you want to know more about your risk, you can actually like scan this QR code and go into our Naluri physical health assessment to know more about your physical health and the risk. And it is free for everyone to use. So you can scan this QR code and know more about it. And let's say that you want to know more about what are the lifestyle intervention that you want to make based on your baseline risk or your blood test risk. You can actually book a virtual consultation session with our Naluri health coaches. It can be our dietitian, fitness coach, mental health coach, or medical advisor, which is myself and other doctor that will be available there. And next is, you can also download or scan this QR code to download our Naluri app, or you actually can visit us in the Naluri web and not only chat with our mental health coach, you can also chat with our physical health coach. As I mentioned, we have dietitian, fitness coach, and medical advisor in the app, and other few coaches as well. And for those who are already in the app, maybe you can say hi to us and to work on your health goal or heart health intervention that you want to do. And this is some free 24/7 Naluri text line support if you need any urgent support. And let's say you actually want to know more about your emotional well-being or mental health, then you can actually do this emotional well-being assessment, which is free as well. Or you can actually connect with us with at Facebook or Instagram social media as well. Now, let's go into the last part, which is the Q&A. I think maybe there's already a few questions there. Let me just share. Okay. Okay, maybe like while I'm reading out the question, for those still typing out or still thinking what question, maybe you guys also can help to fill some the feedback from Naluri, so we know that what other improvement that we can do for our future webinar, or some feedback or your thoughts, what went well, what we can improve. Yeah, we'll really appreciate that. So maybe I can answer some of the question in the chat. So thank you for question, Happy Vidya. Hi, Dr. Jasmine. Is the movement intended only for cardio exercises, or can it also include strength training or weightlifting? Thank you for the question, Happy Vidya. And actually, a movement, if you recall, it can be any movement. It's not just cardio. It can also your strength exercise and weightlifting, as long as you do 150 minutes of your moderate movement or exercise per week. So I hope that answer your question, Happy Vidya. And then we also have another question from Kathleen. If we walk after lunch, will it cause indigestion since more blood has to flow to other parts of the body? Okay, this is one of the myths, right? So when after lunch, right, I'm not asking you to do a brisk walk or run. What I'm asking you to do is like after you had your lunch, after 5 to 10 minutes of your you're sitting down for a while, then you walk. It's like a strolling, so it actually helps with digestion, Kathleen, rather than it will cause indigestion. It actually helps with your digestion, will help with your like break down your foods in your stomach. At the same time, it also will reduce your glucose spike when you actually do some movement, and in long term also it actually like will help you to reduce your cholesterol level. And in short term, when you're after you're eating, you walk for a while, you move for a while, it actually will increase the blood supply to other part of the body, and it reduce your feeling sleepiness and increase your concentration as well, Kathleen. Yeah. All right. We do have question. Nur Zulfazli. Thank you for the question. Can work-related stress contribute to blocked arteries? Okay, that's a good question. It's not just work-related stress. It actually, is it a chronic stress? Any chronic stress can related to heart risk is mainly because of your cortisol stress hormone release consistently, which will affect your blood pressure, and also it will affect your other glucose, right? So when it affects your blood pressure, yes, it will actually not will contribute to the blocked artery, but instead it will contribute to heart risk. And as for blocked artery, is more related to your cholesterol and unhealthy eating when you do a stress eating. So it's actually the answer will be the chronic stress here rather than work-related stress. So yeah, so we actually need to differentiate that, Nur Zulfadli. And we have question from Adila. What supplement you recommend to help with high cholesterol? Any superfood that we can try? Okay, thank you for your question, Adila. That's another good question, I would say. The superfood that we can try out is actually our whole food. We need to go back to our whole vegetable, less processed, we need to get our nutrients from our food. However, some supplement that could help with your cholesterol, especially if you have a high triglyceride level, is omega-3 fish oil supplement that could help to reduce your triglyceride level. Yeah. Okay, that's a question by Fahmi. Will this video available on demand? Fahmi, as I mentioned during housekeeping, this video or recording will be shared via the email, or you can also visit Naluri's official YouTube to view this video. Yeah. All right. We have another question by D. Uh, is it healthy to run 5 to 6 minutes per kilometer for 5 kilometers per day? If not, what is the safe timing? All right. Okay. All right. Thank you for the question, T. About running, right? I would say this is more question to, fitness coach. However, one thing that I will, clarify is when you're running this fast, what is your heart rate, right? Is it like very high or not? Like, are you like used to running like this? So we have a further few more questions that I would like to ask as well before I say it's safe for you or not, because for some people, like athlete, it might be safe, right? Because they're already used to it and their body condition is to it and their heart rate also used to it and it's at the optimum level. However, for you with a limited information and the question that you ask, I can't really say that it is safe timing or not. We actually need to really look into like what is your average timing, average heart rate during your running and everything. So for us to further look into it, and the best person I will say to answer this question will be our fitness coach in Naluri. They'll be the first person. Yeah. So, but this one is like if you're an athlete, I will accept it lah. But if you're not an athlete, I will say this is very fast for you. So, and also like I will also need to know what is your heart rate during the running and the resting heart rate to say that is it, a safe or not. Yeah. All right. Another question by Nurul. Is it necessary for adults in 20 to consume supplement like probiotic, magnesium, lecithin, or should we just do balance? Is there any effect if we consume at a young age? Thank you for this question, Nurul. So as I mentioned, like I will say that the best medicine is your food. So you actually need to get all this, like probiotic, magnesium from your balanced meal, unless you have some, issue with digestion or some, deficiency issue. Then yes, you can take it. However, you can always get all this, probiotic, magnesium from your diet itself. As for lecithin, the evidence from scientific evidence, it shows like very less evidence that it will, have a effect on our overall health. So at young age, I would say you should start with your healthy diet first rather than thinking about supplement, unless you have some deficiency or digestive issue. That yes. All right, we do have another question by Lillian. Is high blood cholesterol and low blood pressure is a combination is risky? That's a good question. However, when we talk about low blood pressure, is the low blood pressure is a baseline for you? If it is a baseline, it's not risky. However, if it is low blood pressure, it's not a baseline a reading for you, and you also have high cholesterol level, it is risky because when you have cholesterol, it's already blocked some part of your the plug is blocking some part of your blood vessel, then low blood pressure and some more less blood will be flowed, right? So that's why it is risky. And there's another question by Nurul Afika Azira. Any supplement is good for multivitamin, since I'm not a veggie eater. Oh, okay. You're not a veggie eater. Okay. But you don't like veggie, Afika. So for supplement, if you're not a veggie eater, some supplement that we can go into is like plant-based supplement if you want to look into. But however, if you're taking multivitamin that covers majority of the vitamins like vitamin B, vitamin A, vitamin T, I think it actually covers because usually the one in market, it does have quite comprehensive or included in the that set of a multivitamin already. However, what I would say, Afika, try to start with one of the veggie that you like first, then after that you add on, because when you say you are now that veggie eater, is it like 100% you don't like veggie, or is it the way that they cook or the way that you prepared the cooking is not what you like, right? So that's one of the things that you can explore. Then I'll have another question by Zulf Fazli. Sleep more than 6 hours. Is it accumulative hours for the whole day or only consider night sleep? Thank you for the question. So sleep more than 6 hours is actually your night sleep. So you need to have a night sleep of more than 6 hours. However, in between, you want to like compensate your lack of sleep with some power nap, you can still. However, it doesn't compensate your night sleep. Your night sleep, it should have, as recommended by, like guidelines, it should be at least 7 to 9 hours. However, if you sleep like 6 hours, you still feel refreshed and you don't feel groggy, that's considered you have a quality sleep. Still okay, still acceptable. Yeah. All right. Lee asked, is the line on the earlobe related to cardiovascular disease? Okay. I'm not sure which line that you're referring to, but some of the ear-related infection might have some relation to cardiovascular, but however, it won't really cause the disease itself. It just increase the risk of the disease. Yeah. All right. We have another question from Ai In. Okay, I'm currently 61 kg and have 21 kg of body fat. What is the best way to reduce body fat to reduce cholesterol? All right. To reduce, thank you for the question, Ai. And to reduce body fat, we will actually look into not just your exercise. We also will look into your exercise, your diet, your sleep, and stress. And also your substance. If all this cover, where we're going to focus on will be your exercise and your diet. So, what are you eating? Are you eating healthy? Are you eating less processed food, less fried food? How's your cooking method? Those are the things that we want to cover in your diet. And for exercise, a few things that we might want to cover, or the fitness coach might want to cover, is what is your current routine? Is it cardio, strength, so that it will be like, cover all those things, and also your calorie intake. So those are the three things, main things that we will cover to further reduce your cholesterol level as well. So, yeah. We have question from Muhammad Naim. Is it normal to athlete to get low resting heart rate? Thank you for the question. Yes, it is normal for the athlete to get a low resting heart rate because their heart is already accustomed to the, they are working or like having low heart rate to supply the blood. And that's why, like in an athlete, when I see like 50 heart rate, that is normal because their heart already is circumstance to it already. Yeah. Ahmad Zahri has a question. Is sleep for 10 to 50 minutes during break is a good practice? According to scientific or evidence-based, it is a good practice to take a power nap for you to recharge, also to improve your concentration, also to reduce your stress. So it is a good, as long as it doesn't affect your night sleep. Yeah. We have a question from Abdul ABT. Is normal when we sleep after wake up? Is normal when we sleep after that we wake up, immediately eat? Um, when we sleep, right? So I will assume that you are referring to your night sleep, right, Abdul? So when we sleep, we are actually fasting for 6 to 8 hours. So it's normal that after you wake up, you want to eat because you are hungry, right? But the thing is, what you eat, what type of food you eat, and what is your breakfast, very important. So remember to follow the healthy plates, and also don't go for your fried food or your savory food or your donuts, which will immediately will worsen, maybe even will make you feel hungry later or sleepy because of the carbs. Yeah. So try to eat it with fiber as well as protein. We have a question from Putri. Sometimes I do have irregular basal heart rate according to my fitness watch. Is it something that I need to put attention to, or is it because during normal days I do some intense workout? Is it related to that? All right. Um, it could be actually related to what type of workout that you do, and what is the timing of your basal heart rate, right? So if it is related to that, then yes, it could be due to your type of workout that you do. That's why there is a irregular heart rate there. However, if it is outside your workout, then it might be something that we need to investigate and explore further what could be the reason. We have a question from Soul. Any recommended supplement to get a deep sleep? Uh, okay, usually to recommend a supplement or anything, I will first look into your sleep routine first, Soul. So, however, generally, the safe, like a supplement that you can try to consume is magnesium glycinate. Uh, Try with a low dose first. However, before trying the supplement, please actually re-look into your sleep routine, whether you have consistent time, how's your environment, what is your screen time before your sleep routine. All these things you need to look into first. And also, is there any noise when you want to go to sleep? All these things that we need to look into first before you try the supplement. Once you tackle your sleep routine, then you find no problem, then we can go into the supplement. Okay, we have a question from Tunku. Is resting heart rate less than 50 is safe? At what point does it become worrying? I exercise regularly between. All right. For athletes to have, resting heart rate around 50 or less is normal. However, it actually back to do you have any risk of heart disease or not, right? If you do have a heart disease, then this is something that we need to worry about. For example, if your father has heart attack or heart disease before the age of 50 or 40, then you need to actually explore further. Do you have the heart risk or not? And also, is there any other cardiometabolic risk, or your cholesterol level is how, your hypertension is how? If all normal, then your resting heart is okay because you're exercising regularly. That could be your baseline as well. And so we do have a question. I will just answer like 1 to 2 questions because we already like over time already. Maybe another one question. D said, I'm not an athlete. Is average heart rate of 167 beats is safe? What is the per minute is considered not safe? Okay, when it's not safe, it's more than 100. And if you're not exercising, doing any activity, if you're resting heart rate is more than 100, that is not safe. You actually need to look into what might cause it. And if you don't have any infection, no anxiety, no stress, no other external factor that causing this heart rate to arise, then we actually need to investigate what could cause this heart rate to rise. So once it's more than 100, 120, that is something that we need to worry about. It could be related to some rhythm in the heart that we want to look into. All right, I think I have answered all the questions, although it's a bit over time. Thank you for everyone's time today. And those who haven't filled in the feedback form, please fill in the feedback form because there's only 66% of the audience click on it. So please look into the, feedback form to know, let us know to improve our next webinar session, like what went well, what could be better. We'll really appreciate that. And yes, I think Vino did mention some, deep breathing exercise, and you can find some of the resources in our Naluri community and Naluri website as well. From the, event exercise, you can find it there. All right, that's all from me. Thank you so much for everyone's time today. I will see everyone in the app if you have the app access. All right, thank you everyone. Have a good day. Have a good long weekend for Malaysian. Bye. Thank you.